Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Moduna and today we're going to be talking about calories. What are calories and how does counting calories help us manage our weight? So if that is something that you're interested in, then keep watching. Now, before we get into understanding or calculating how many calories that we need to lose weight or to gain weight or to just manage our weight, we need to understand what a calorie is and how calories work in our body. Okay, so a calorie is basically just a unit of energy, and energy is the fuel that we get from the food that we eat for it to function. Now, the amount of calories that you require on a day-to-day basis will be very different from the amount of calories that I need each day. So there is no standard amount of calories for every person. However, there is an average of about 2,000 calories for women that you can work with, and 2,500 calories for men. But again, that's just an average amount. If you want to get an approximate amount for yourself that is unique to your needs, you will need to calculate your BMR, which basically stands for the basal metabolic rate. I'm going to put a link there for you. So if you want to know what your BMR is, or if you want to know how many calories that you need to be eating each and every day, click on that link. It will take you to a calculator, and on that calculator you're just going to punch in your age, your weight, your height, and your sex. Are you male or are you female? Now, once you arrive to that BMR, the basal metabolic rate, and before I even explain further on that, I want us to understand what the BMR is. BMR is the amount of calories that our body requires when it's at rest for it to perform its basic functions like breathing, for our hearts to be pumping the blood, for digestion. So when you're at rest, asleep, your body is still functioning. Although you are laying still, your body is still performing its basic functions, and it needs energy to do that. And so there's a certain amount of energy that is unique to you. When you finally get your BMR and you know what your BMR is, you will then need to factor in your activity level. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I am a female who enjoys working out, and I work out at least 3 times in a week, sometimes 5 times in a week. Now, when you go to that link that I talked about to calculate your BMR, it's going to show you there are different levels of activity, and based on those levels of activity, identify where you stand and then see how many calories are added onto your BMR for you to be able to support that activity. So once again, using myself as an example, female, 39 years old, I weigh 148 pounds, I am 5'3", my BMR is 1,310 calories. Now, according to those levels of activity, the first level is a sedentary lifestyle, and this is someone who is constantly sitting, not constantly, but most of the time throughout the day, from like 8 to 10 hours, there's very little movement involved in their day. So that's a sedentary lifestyle. Then level 2, we want to think about a person who works like in a supermarket. They are always on their feet, they're helping customers, moving up and down, packing groceries, so there's a lot of movement going on. A person who works in a supermarket and a person who has a sedentary lifestyle, they're different. The calorie needs will be very different. And so for me, I'm a person who is active most of the time because I spend at least an hour in the gym 3 to 5 times in a week. Therefore, my calories will be much higher than a person who, has a sedentary lifestyle. So my activity levels falls at level 3. And you're going to understand these levels once you go to that link I talked about and you calculate your BMR. You'll be able to understand all these levels. Just read through. It's very easy, you know, to understand, and you know, we can move on from there. So because I am an active person, my active metabolic rate, which is just basically the total, so getting my BMR, factoring my activity throughout the day, my calories will be much higher than the BMR. So because the BMR is 1310, I'm going to add on another maybe 500 calories to support my activities in the day, so that my body has enough energy to support those activities. You get what I'm saying? So you would definitely need to go through that little exercise for you to get to know exactly how many calories you need each and every day. And once you're done with that, then we can then move over to thinking or calculating how many calories we should be taking off each and every day to lose weight, if that's the goal, or how many calories we should be adding to gain weight, if that's your goal. So like I said, my BMR is 1310, but I consume about 1,500 every day. Now, if at the end of the day I burn 500 calories through maybe running or walking or working out, I will be at a caloric deficit of 1,000 calories. And if I continue like that for a period of 1 week, I'm going to lose 1 pound in that week, if that remains constant the same. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'm happy, more than happy, to help you, you know, understand what your calorie goal is, what the macros that you need to pay attention to support whatever goal that you're working on. So feel free to email me. I'll put my email address in the description box so we can talk a little bit more about this, and we can arrive at a custom, you know, meal guide for you. I do that all the time for my clients. It's way better to know that, you know, this is specific to, you know, your body composition, your age, your height, your goal, you know. So I'll work with you to get to whatever goal that you need. So yeah, I think we kind of understand what, you know, these calories are. And like I said, it's a little bit more complex when we start talking about macros and micros, you know, in relation to calories. But that's why you've got a person like me to help you out. But yeah, I hope we now have an idea on how calories and counting calories can help us manage our weight. I use an app called MyFitnessPal. I'm going to not link it, but I'll put the name of the app in the description box as well. I use this app to, you know, to keep track of my calories. Unless you know exactly how much you are eating, and if, you know, by just looking at what you're eating, then you don't need to count calories. But if you are not sure, and especially if you are working towards a goal, especially with weight loss, you want to be able to have a tool that will help you count those calories, log those meals, so that you can keep track. And over and above that, that just gives us that education that we need. You know, we get to find out a little bit more about the foods that we eat, because a handful of almonds and a handful of potato chips, although it's the same amount in each hand, it's not going to be the same amount of calories. It's not going to be the nutrition found in each will be different. So it's important for us to get to the core of what we're eating, and understand how that helps us, you know, manage our weight and all of that good stuff. And at the end of the day, we want to be able to live in a way that is healthy. And even if you want to gain weight or lose weight, you want to do that in a healthy way and in a sustainable way, so that you can keep it off or keep it on or just maintain it. So it's important for us to really understand, put in that extra time to understand what we are eating and how it helps our body and the energy that we are getting from all of that. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you're not part of my family, subscribe to the channel. I'll appreciate that too. Thank you so much for watching this video. If there's something else you'd love for me to talk about with regards to food and meals and weight management and all things health and wellness, please let me know in the comments, and I'll probably do a video. I'll probably do a video on macros, you know, because that's another subject altogether, another video altogether, and I don't want this to be too long, but I'm gonna work on that. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Bye.